So I have just covered little bit, and since it is very vast, what I will do, I will cover up other chapters, other module first, and then we'll come back to CNC. So now I am going for powder metallurgy. Is that okay, Sandra?
Sir, could you repeat?
Sorry.
Could you repeat?
Hello. Speak loudly. Just now you
Sir,
are
could
very.
you repeat?
Hello. Speak loudly.
Sir, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it is very low.
Acha, just a
Uh,
second.
no, what I was. You can hear me, no?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
What I was telling that CNC will come back again, and we'll complete the other module first, which are shorter. Huh?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Is the screen visible, Sandra?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this is what we are discussing now today is powder metallurgy, that is powder metal processing. So what are the different manufacturing processes? What is powder metallurgy? So that is what we'll discuss. So the outline of the PPT will be introduction, how to manufacture the powder, what are the different powder metallurgy processes, what is sintering, what are the other powder metal processes, what are the different powder metal products, and how to design the dies for the powder metallurgy. These are the various components. Basically, powder metallurgy is limited for the smaller components, especially for the sizes up to 50 mm and thickness you can say around 20 mm. And basically, it is limited for the smaller component because no doubt you can manufacture bigger components also, but then powder metallurgy becomes very expensive process, very expensive. The die will be very expensive. So the first step in powder metallurgy that you should have a desired powder. You should have a powder of the desired metal. Like suppose if you want to uh, the your product material is suppose MS, or if the product material is say stainless steel, then you should have stainless steel metal powder. Or if you have MS metal powder, or if you want to do it in aluminum or magnesium or in copper, then you should have that powder. That is what the basic essential. That is the first essential of powder metallurgy process. And these are the various products that you get in powder metallurgy. Like this is called as the hypoid bevel gear. Hypoid, HYPOID. This is your crown wheel. uh, then these are your spur gears and many. These are basically gears, but other than gears, you can manufacture bushings, you can manufacture bearings, you can manufacture round products, you can manufacture rectangular products, any products you can manufacture in or by powder metallurgy process. These are some examples. uh, the 2 mark questions, that is what can be done by powder metallurgy. So you can have gears, you can have cams, uh, cams, that is cams and follower, which is used for converting the round motion into reciprocating motion. Then cranks, which are used in engine, bearings. Then roller bearing cages. Roller bearing cages means uska outside जो रहता है bearings का outside and inside. So outside is called as the outer cage, inside is called the inner cage. So that can be done by powder metallurgy. Then housings, light bulb filaments, which are very small and delicate. Then sprinkler mechanisms, that is firefighting ka sprinkler mechanism. So that can be done by powder metallurgy process. Materials which can be used in powder metallurgy, they are pure metal, and mostly it is iron, aluminum, copper, or even SS also. Somebody has joined. It can be pre-alloyed steels also. Pre-alloyed steels like copper alloys. You can have. You can use stainless steel. You can use high-speed steel also for powder metallurgy. Stainless steel and high-speed steels are very common because high-speed steels are used for cutting tool manufacturers, and manufacturing of cutting tool by powder metallurgy process is very common. Is very common process. So essentially, what we do first, whatever metal we want to powder metallurgy, so that we have to melt first.
Sir, you are on mute.
Yeah, HOD had come, no, so that's why I had put myself on the mute. Yeah, so now this is the powder manufacturing process. So first thing is that you have to convert the molten metal into the powder. So that conversion of molten metal to powder, that is what is called as the atomization. So this is the process of atomization. Like you have here metal powder. This is what is your molten metal is, which can be of stainless steel or which can be of high speed steel. So the metal is melted here, and then through the siphon is nothing but the sucking, the molten metal is sucked, and under the pressure of gas, and through a small opening, that is in the nozzle, small opening in the nozzle, this molten metal is sprayed in the form of the powder. So that is what is your metal powder. So the this is the most crucial part in powder metallurgy, that is obtaining the metal powder. So again I repeat, whatever material you have, metal, stainless steel, or whatever you have, that is melted first, and then under high pressure through a small opening, this molten metal is converted into metal powder, is converted into metal powder, right? So these are the different techniques, you know these are the different process, or these are the different atomization methods. So this is one, this is second, uh, to produce metal powder. Like here this is horizontal type, then here it is, see here also it is given A and B. So here it is two gas atoms. So here atomization is done with the help of a gas or with the help of a hot air. Okay, so this is your horizontal atomization process, this is your vertical atomization process, and here you get metal powder at the bottom, here you get the metal powder over here. So this is under the pressure of gas, under the pressure of air. Then you have C and D, that is water atomization. This is called as the water atomization, and this is your centrifugal atomization by the rotating disk method. So here under the pressure of water, so everywhere first thing is that very first step is that you have to melt the metal. That is the first step. That is common in all the atomization methods. And here, under the pressure of water, water has tremendous pressure. Under the pressure of water, this molten metal is converted into the form of the metal powder. The principle is same, that is molten metal, and then it is passed through a small opening, small hole, in order to get the metal powder. The medium is different. Like here it is gas, here it is water. This is horizontal, this is vertical. So depending upon the space, you can select atomization technique or atomization method. Right. Then here it is under the, now here the disk is rotating and the molten metal is passed, and then it is converted into the form of the powder. So this is under the action of centrifugal force. Okay. Then what are the different methods of producing powder? Other methods. So earlier, whatever I discussed, that is atomization methods, that were most common. Other than that, you have different methods. Hmm. Anybody joining? No. The other different methods are chemical reduction of particulate compounds, that is by the method of reduction. Then electrolytic deposition, that is you can deposit the molten metal in the form of powder. Pulverization or grinding, that is you crush it, you crush the metal in the form of powders. That is what is called as the, this crushing procedure is called as the pulverization, or it is called as the grinding. Then another method is you can decompose the material, that is called as the thermal decomposition. That is, then metal powder can be obtained even by the procedure, that is precipitation from solutions, and metal vapors can be condensed in order to obtain the metal powder. Now, what are the particle shapes? Different particle shapes. So these are the different particle shapes in powder metallurgy. So you can either have spherical, that is round like a football. Then you have rounded, that is circle. Then this is your cylindrical. Then this is spongy, like a cotton. Then acicular, then flaky, then cubic, and aggregated. So these are the different particle shapes, that is metal powder what I'm talking. That is, once you melt the metal and then you pass it through the small opening, so that metal powder shapes can be this. So these are the different shapes which can you obtain, and these shapes will depend upon the what kind of opening, that is die opening. If your opening is round or circular or hexagonal, accordingly you will get the shape of the particles. Then there is something called as the size. Like हम लोग कभी भी जाते हैं फ्लोर मिल पे, फ्लोर मिल मतलब वो जो गेहूं से आटा बनाता है, तो हम लोग मेनी टाइम्स, अरे भैया जरा बारीक पीसना, जाड़ा पीसना, और मीडियम. so so that is what is nothing but the size. So this metal powder also, the size is also important. Okay. So there is something called as the mesh. Like suppose I have decided upon some size of the particle. Okay. Then higher size should not pass. So for that, this powder is sieved. This powder is sieved. Sieving, chalni. So whatever our requirement is, so that is the size of the sieve. That is the size of the sieve. And the bigger particles than the sieve, then the desired size will not pass through the sieve. Will not pass through the sieves. So the bigger particles are separated, and again it is reground. This is the microscopic view of the skin powder particles. That is, this is 100 micron. So the size of the grains, or हम लोग जो दाना बोलते हैं, the size of the grains is 100 microns. That is 100 microns is nothing but 0.1 millimeter. Then these particles, how to mix up these particles of which are of different sizes, so that you get a good packing. So if the packing is good, then this void will go on reducing. Okay. So here it is larger, so the packing is not good. Here it is smaller. Okay, so better packing, and here it is still smaller. Okay, so still this packing is better, and this gap which between the two particles is still filled by smaller particles. Okay, still filled by the smaller particle. So the purpose is to minimize the void. Purpose is to minimize the void or the gap. So this is the process. Like you have elemental or alloy metal powders, then you need to add some binders so that the particles will stick to each other. Then you have to do the blending. That is, blending is nothing but the mixing. Proper mixing you have to do. Then you have to compact it. Compact it in a smaller size, and then sintering. Sintering means you have to press it, so then it becomes rigid. It is cut. Huh? That is what the process of sintering. Sintering is the most important process in powder metallurgy. Okay. Then sintering can give you the finished products. Sintering can give you the finished products, and then after sintering, you can have another two methods, that is optional, which are called as optional secondary manufacturing, or it is also called as optional secondary finishing. See, as I told, even in sintering also you get the finished product, but if you still want better accuracy and better finish, then you can opt for two different methods, which gives you the finished powder metallurgy product. Simple it is. It's a simple flow chart. So blending is nothing but combining powders of the same material but possibly different particle size. That is mixing of different, that is एकदम जो बारीक पिसा हुआ है और मीडियम पिसा हुआ है, दोनों को हम लोग ये कर रहे हैं, मिक्स कर रहे हैं. So it is combining powders of same material but different particle size. That is what is blending is. And then mixing, this is asked for 2 marks, very important from examination point of view. Mixing is nothing but here also we are combining the powders, but they are of different material. Different material matlab like stainless steel to high speed steel, or copper to matlab brass and bronze, like that. That is what is called as the different material. Whereas in blending, the material remains the same, but the particle size differs, particle size changes. Then have a look on this diagram. Then you have the component size, that is the desired size of the components. This is the size of the component or the shape of the component. And then you have something called as the lower punch and something called as the upper punch. So the motion is given to both the punches. This is lower punch and this is upper punch. And these are called as the tablet punching machines or the powder metallurgy punching machine. This is the principle for even pharma industries also. That is in pharma industry also. How do you make the tablets? Anacin bolo, yeah, dolo bolo, yeah, whatever tablets. So the shape of the tablet is inside this die. See, this is a die. This is a die. This the shape of the tablet is inside this die. Okay. Then you have lower punch, which has come up to certain height. Obviously, the shape of the punch, lower punch, as well as the upper punch, will correspond to the die. This die. Like suppose if the die is say circular, round, then obviously the lower punch will be round. Upper punch will be round. If the die shape, that is inside shape, if it is elliptical, then definitely your lower punch has to be elliptical. Upper punch also has to be elliptical. Suppose if your die shape is heart, then correspondingly your punches should be heart shape so that they can move up and down in die. So once the lower punch is adjusted at some suitable height, then powder is compact or powder is fade. So this is the powder, and remember this powder weight is very important. Like say Anacin Bolo, Dolo Bolo 650, you might have read also 5 mg, 10 mg, power, 500 mg. So that is nothing but the weight of the powder. So this weight of the powder which is being fed inside this dye is very, very, very important, especially in pharmaceutical, because if it is more, then the dose will be more, or if it is less, then dose will not be so effective, it will be less effective. Okay, same thing, same principle is for your chocolates, chocolate industries. Like chocolate shape is given to this die, shape of the chocolates, or the biscuits shape of the chocolate. So there also weight is very important. Like suppose if जो चॉकलेट का जो रॉ मटेरियल है, if that is more, then the manufacturer will be in loss, and if it is less, then manufacturer is cheating to the customer. Means he is charging for like Cadbury chocolate, if he is taking say 100 rupees for say 50 grams, but actually he is giving 48 grams. So that is a cheating, so he can be punished. So what I was trying to tell you, that weight is very important, weight of the powder which is being fed. So now here the powder is fed, this is the powder. Now what happens, the upper punch descends down, this lower punch will remain straight, huh? Upper punch will descend down and it will apply the desired pressure desired pressure, so that it gets, this powder gets compacted. And since lower punch, upper punch and die, they have the same shape, the desired shape is obtained on that powder. So once it is sintered, once it is compacted, okay, then upper punch will move up, then you have to remove the product. So how to remove the product? Now moment the upper punch moves up, moment the upper punch moves up, Yes, so whatever. So once this upper punch goes up, okay, then lower punch is pushed so that you are the product that can be ejected out, and this how happens very fast. This happens very fast, that is lower punch will come up, then powder will be fed, then upper punch comes down, okay, then it is compacted. Once after the compacting, uh, then upper punch moves up, and then lower punch again ascends, and the product is ejected. So this is the complete cycle, and this cycle is very fast. So you can get as high as around 200 or 300 tablets in a minute you can get. And the same principle is for the powder, this metallic product. Only in pharma industry, see, that is also a concept of powder metallurgy. Only in pharma industry, the instead of metal powder you are using the medicinal powder, that is जो contains है आपका chemical contains है. So that powder is used, that's all, otherwise it is the same. And the same philosophy, same procedure is for the biscuits. खाने का जो बिस्किट्स है, बिस्किट्स मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, चॉकलेट्स मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, मेडिसिन का टैबलेट्स मैन्युफैक्चरिंग, एंड metal products manufacturing, the procedure remains the same. There is a lower punch, there is a die, and there is a upper punch. Okay, the lower punch moves inside the die, and the die corresponds to the shape, and then powder is fed. It can be metallic powder, it can be biscuit powder, it can be chocolate powder, anything. And then upper punch descends down and it compresses or it compacts. Then in metal powder metallurgy, there is slight deviation than what I told, that is biscuits manufacturing or medicinal tablets manufacturing. Here there is one more procedure, one more operation which is called as the sintering. So sintering is nothing but heating the powder, that is the powder is heated obviously below the melting point to allow solid state diffusion and bond the particles together. So इसमें sintering में, as I told, it is nothing but the procedure of compaction. Okay, so it is nothing but the procedure of compaction. The particles they are heated such a way that there is a diffusion, that is proper mixing and proper compacting, so they becomes like this. So in sintering, this gap, the purpose is to reduce this void, because if there are voids, then that is going to reduce the strength. This is going to reduce the strength. So these voids are reduced, these voids are reduced, these voids are reduced. Okay, and it becomes a single one piece. This is what is nothing sintering, and sintering is very very important because these are the metal products. See, and how it differs from your biscuits or chocolates or medicinal powders. Are there any load on the biscuits? Are there any loads on the chocolates what you are going to eat? Are there any load on the medicinal tablet Dolo 650 बोलो, Anacin बोलो? There is no load. Okay, so उसके अंदर अगर voids रहेगा तो भी it doesn't matter much, correct? Whereas in metallic products like say bearings bolo, bushings bolo, it is subjected to the loads. It can be any load. It can be tension load, compressive load, it can be rotational fatigue load. So that's why there should not be any voids. There should not be any gap, because the moment there is a void during the service, this product is going to fail. So that's why this sintering process plays very very important role in metal, in metallic powder metallurgy. So the purpose of sintering is to reduce the, somebody has joined now, very good, at the end. So purpose of sintering is to reduce the voids. And these are the graphs, temperature against time. You need not go so much in detail. Like this is your baffling, then preheating, then sintering, then cooling down, and then it is passed over the conveyor. This is for the mass production, mass cycle. This is how your sintering production lines will look like, because see, these powder metallurgy, the purpose of powder metallurgy is for the mass production. Biscuit manufacturing, bolo, chocolate manufacturing, bolo, it has to be mass production. The rates are very high. We are talking about 200, 300 pieces in a minute. Okay, so all these production lines are conveyorized in order to improve the productivity. These are the centering production lines, the actual photographs, how it will look like. So this is where the centering is happening. Centering is happening. These are the component. So basically, it is nothing but a heating chamber, and you can see these ductings. You can see this duct which carries away the fumes or the gases which are developed at the time of sintering, because that is the mandatory norm. So this is the graph of strength in megapascal against the density. So if the density is more, then strength will be more, and density is again related to the centering. If the centering is proper, then obviously the density has to be good. A good centering will improve the density of the product, and that in turn will improve the strength of the product. These are the other powder metallurgical processes, that is cold isostatic processing, hot isostatic processing, injection molding, powder rolling, powder extrusion, plasma spraying, which are not most common. These are not most common. So depending upon the applications, these are used. So in the examination, it will be just asked just what are the different type of powder metallurgical processes. So there you, for the 2 marks. So there you can just write down the names. This is isostatic processing. So in isostatic process pressing, again you have cold isostatic pressing and hot isostatic pressing. So cold isostatic, that doesn't mean that it is not heated, but heating is done at, it is done at room temperature, and it hot isostatic pressing mein, it is done at high temperatures. That is the difference. So in hot isostatic process, the temperature as well as pressure both are high. So typical iso का मतलब क्या, it is same throughout. Iso static means it is not moving, the particles are not moving, they are in a stationary conditions. And press we have already done. This is second most popular process for your powder metallurgy. So in this, powder is mixed with a binder and molded, and the binder is removed before centering. So just have a look on this drawing. So here the powder is mixed with a binder and it is molded, and the binder is removed before the sintering. So this is how a typical injection molding machine will look like. And this is a toggle clamp. See, you can see this clamp, and these are called the hinges, and this is a toggle. So how injection molding process is? So you have a hopper. This is called the feeding hopper, in which the material is fed from the top. Then this is a screw barrel assembly. This is a screw barrel assembly. Screw is continuously rotating, and due to this rotation and the clearance between the screw and barrel is small, the material is pressurized as well as it is moved. Okay, so the pressure is increased and the material is also conveyed from this point to this. Now there are two platens. So this is or half. So this is called as the fixed half and this is called as the moving half. Why it is called as the fixed half? Because it doesn't move like this in longitudinal direction, and this is moving half because it moves. This is what is your die is or the mold is. So ये जो आप टिपका 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 दिख रहा है, that is what is your product is. So you can see here, this is a two cavity mold. This is a two cavity mold. This is a two cavity mold. And what is the raw material here? It is the raw material is metal powder. Generally the injection molding procedure is common for your plastic because the melting point of the plastic is less. Whereas now this injection molding procedure is used for metal powders. Okay. And since the temperatures and the pressures involved in metal sintering and compaction are very high, there are limitations in injection molding. So powder metallurgy by injection molding is limited because your design, then material, everything has to be, very high quality material, and very high degree of discipline is required for selecting these materials, because this is also metal and this is also a metal. Okay, this is like something like, ninth standard student cannot teach ninth standard. So it's like that. So you have a metal powder which is injected at high pressure and temperature. Mm. And then this clamp, this moving hub comes and the your mold gets closed, or mold is also called as the die, but in injection molding we call it as a mold. So mold gets closed. So, so first mold is closed and then the metal powder is injected, because if the metal is if the mold is not closed and if you inject the metal powder, then it will come out, and it will cause the accident because it is under high pressure and high temperature. So this mold is closed. Okay, then we allow some time for compaction. Allow some time for compaction. Then once the compaction and cooling, so it gets solidified and it gets properly compacted. So once that is done, then this moving hub again moves backward. Moving up again. Now when it is moving backward, we have to, it is seen, or the mold design is such that this product moves along with this moving up, that is it remains in the moving hub. Okay, so this product will move along with this moving up. I mean, product will not move, product will remain stationary, but since this mold is attached to the moving hub, the product will also come with the moving hub. And then once you have a suitable opening between fixed hub and moving hub, there is a ejector which is operated. So ejector which is operated, so that ejector is pushed so that it falls down between the two half. That is what is called as the ejection. Okay, so this is how this works. But injection molding is again a successful procedure for plastics. Then another procedure for powder metallurgy is powder rolling. Powder rolling. So here powders are fed through these rolls, compaction rolls. Okay, and then it is formed into a green strip which passes through the sintering furnace, which passes through the sintering furnace. One minute. Okay, so then this green, sorry, this green strip is passed to the sintering furnace. Then there is a cold rolling mill. Cold rolling mill is nothing but it has a two sets of roll, and the height can be adjusted depending upon the thickness. Depending upon the desired thickness. Fine. Like here, suppose if you want like say 1.2 plus minus 0.02. Okay, so that cannot be obtained in one go. So what we do it in two stages. So this is a primary stage and this is the final stage. Fine. So here we do it say 1.3 plus minus 0.1, and there in the finishing stage we can obtain 1.2 plus minus 0.02. Then again it is resintered and we get a finished strip. So this procedure, powder rolling is procedure is for the strip manufacturing. Then similarly, you have powder extrusion. This is for the can. अपना जो पेप्सी कैंस है, कोको कोला कैंस है. So it is for this. So this is a die, okay, and this is how you get a hollow, extrusion. This is a hollow extrusion. Fine. So this is a mandrel, or it is also called as the penetrator. Fine. And this is what we want. This is what we want. Fine. It is. Then you have plasma spacing. So this you can skip. Plasma is nothing but a fourth state of the matter. So it here plasma arc is used to direct the molten droplets at very high velocity, which forms a very high density structure. This is how plasma spraying look like. Basically, it is nothing but a deposition process, and this is used for repairs and rectification purposes. Repairs and rectification, in order to repair and rectification. This powder metallurgy products we have already discussed. The advantage of this powder metallurgy is that you get some kind of a porosity. So so it becomes a self lubricating. The product becomes self lubricating. Like suppose if you have a bearing, okay, if you have a bearing, then if you manufacture bearing by powder metallurgy process, then you have some kind of a porosity, so which acts as a lubricating pores, जैसे कि अपने स्किन के ऊपर रहते हैं, small pores, same thing. So that is the biggest advantage of powder metallurgy. Then another advantage is that you can use it for complex shapes. Then another advantage is that powder metallurgy is generously used, or basically it is used for metallic powders. Then you can get a hybrid properties. That is another advantage. That is, you can have mixture of, as long as you can crush, as long as you can crush the metal into powder, there is no limitations. Okay, so you can have combination of two metals, you can have combination of three metals, as long as you are able to crush and mix. Then you get very good superior properties in your powder metallurgy products, the products which are manufactured by powder metallurgy. These are some design do's and don'ts. What are the do's to be done? That is, shape must permit the removal from the die. The shape should be such that the product should be ejected properly. As far as possible, should avoid the thin walls, because the material is injected under high pressure. So because of the high pressure, these thin walls can easily collapse. Also, the shape should be such that it should be, the die should be, you should be able to manufacture the die easily. So you should have proper thickness, then corners, then changes, cross-sectional changes. So the product designer should have a good knowledge of powder metallurgy process, so that he can design the product accordingly to suit the process of powder metallurgy. And that's what we call it as the design for manufacturing. So your design, product design, should be such that it should be manufacturable. Okay, so the product designer should be well aware of your manufacturing process. You should be well aware of materials, and this is what we call as a concurrent manufacturing. He cannot design anything for which the material is not available, or for which the manufacturing process is not available. So these are some, do's and don'ts. That is poor and good design details for use in powder metallurgy birds. Like say this here. So this is proper design. This is improper design. This is a proper design. Like here there are say 1, 2, 3, and there are say 4 steps. So don't give 4 steps in powder metallurgy die, because unnecessarily it will increase the cost. So instead of that, you can just have only one step like this, and then further you can machine it. So that reduces your cost of the die like anything. In this, see now here the undercut is given like this. Okay, so the cross section area is reduced. Already there is a hole inside, and cross section area is reduced. So there are chances that it will fail across this line. So you give undercut like this. What is the purpose of giving this undercut? That some part, the mating part, should sit properly on the shoulder. This is what is called the shoulder. See, if there is no undercut, and if there is a small radius, tool radius, then the mating part, female part, will not sit properly on this face. So for that, this undercut is provided. So the undercut should be provided in such a way, not on the diameter, but on the face. The biggest enemy is sharp corner, because the sharp corner, the area is less, and stress is equal to load upon area. So if the area is less, the stresses developed will be tremendous or high, and moment the stress concentration increases, the product is going to fail. So you have to provide a small radius. I can understand that it's a sharp corner, there will not be any problem with the assembly, but then what is the use if the product is going to fail in service? This is another, bad design, and this is what is your good design is. Like this now, this is what is your pressing direction is this, and this is a sideward. Always, instead of blind hole, through holes are always better. So these are the advantages, that it can reduce the machining cost, it can eliminate also. The production rates are very high. It's used for mass production. Complex shapes can be produced. Composition, mixing of two different materials. Then you can get, different properties, that is property variations, and the scrap is very very less, or it can be reduced, or it can be totally eliminated. That is the another advantage of powder metallurgy. Disadvantage is that strength wise, people are working on this, scientists are working on this to how to improve the strength. The die cost is high, and the material cost, that is, since it is metallic powder, and like if you go for the plastic and if you go for the stainless steel is around 400 350 rupees kg, plastic is 150 to 200 rupees kg. So that cost is high. So powder metallurgy, to summarize, can create parts that would otherwise be difficult to form, uh, various complex shapes, and you get a porosity. So the lubrication can be avoided. So your maintenance cost is nil, and the life of the product increases tremendously. So thank, thank you very much. If you have any doubts, please ask. Otherwise, we can stop here.
Sir, what is the portion for the upcoming NFI?
Sorry, please speak loudly. Rawat,
Sir, the portion for the upcoming
I'll give the question bank itself so that you can concentrate on those questions like unit test one. Is that okay?
Okay, sir.
Thanks a
Hello.
lot, sir.
When is the exam?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
20
seconds, sir.
22nd, no? And
20
today is
seconds.
today is 8, no?
Yes, sir.
So you have to allow me some more time, because I cannot tell you now. I cannot give the question bank now, because still we have many lectures, no, upcoming lectures. So still we can, complete lot of syllabus. But you don't have to worry, because the questions which will be framed and given can be, um, I mean, you can find out the answers in the PPTs. So it's hardly 1 or 2 days work.
Yes, sir.
Understood, sir.
No problem.
Okay? Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.